you doing, guys? Had a little vehicular trouble last night, so I'm kind of running low on steam. Anyways, last week I was talking about a area manager I've had issues with, and just talking to a few people kind of figured out why. It was no amazing feat to figure out why this woman has such issues with me. When she came on the scene about 3 years ago, she used a one-dimensional tactic to keep everybody in line, and that was intimidation. The one thing she neglected to notice was that I had many, many decades of life over her, so her tactics were useless on me. And since they didn't work, she decided she wanted me out of the picture. See, I've dealt with the real deal. She was not. See, the thing is, for intimidation to be effective, you have to have something backing you up, and she had nothing. But the funny thing was, when she was in a position to fire me, she didn't do so. She would try to get other people to do it for her, which failed miserably. So not only did she display that I was not intimidated by her, but she was extremely intimidated by me. This is a woman who can't even look me in the eyes. Now, it's a corporate tactic. Many corporations use that tactic to keep their employees teetering. And this is something Watchtower has done for many, many years. Although a great deal of it comes across very passive-aggressively, sometimes it doesn't. We flat out know their bullying tactics. And the thing is, their tactics only work if you let them. It was a couple of months ago, I mentioned my 2 judicial hearings, and mentioned that I went into them not knowing full well that I would not be disfellowshipped, but I never explained why. See, most people go into their judicial hearings terrified that they're going to be DF'd. That wasn't the case with me. Then the elders knew this, and they knew me well enough to know that I don't beg anybody for anything. Had I been disfellowshipped, they knew I would have just packed up my stuff and left and never returned. So they had to use different tactics. As a matter of fact, for the most part, they were teetering. They didn't know exactly what to do. They didn't utilize bullying tactics because they knew full well it wouldn't work. Now, my 3rd and final judicial hearing, they really had no choice but to DF me, for the reason being I refused to go. I told them flat out, no, I'm not going. The second thing was, they now knew what I knew about the organization, and that I could very well spread it to the others in the congregation. So they had no choice but to get rid of me. See, I found out years ago that the shunning is also a tactic to keep you whipped into line. Most people get shunned, and it bothers them. But keep in mind that people that aren't talking to you, do you really want to talk to them? See, when I was mocked in, I think it was 2011, it bothered me for about a day. And then I realized, how would I handle this on the outside? Just going about my business. See, while they were shunning me, and I used to call it pre-shunning, this is before I even knew about the tactic of mocking, I pretty much had the time to sit back and look at everything and realize that this organization was a lie. And after a while, I realized there's nothing they can do to bring me back in, because I absolutely had no interest in going back in. All the shunning in the world would not have brought me back. And keep in mind, if you're still in the organization and you have a judicial hearing coming, part of their bullying, intimidating tactics is have a judicial committee of 3 or more people. 3 against 1. If you've got a hearing coming, tell them that you want an equal amount of people with you. They'll tell you flat out, no, that's kind of against the rules. Tell them, no, I will bring 2 other people, or there will be no hearing. If you're out of the organization, keep in mind also that you no longer play by their rules. They no longer tell you who you can talk to, who you can't talk to. Remember, the intimidating tactics only work if they have something to back it up with, and they have nothing to back it up with. So keep that in mind. You do not play by their rules. You don't even have to let them in your house if you choose not to. Then you can get legal about it. Anyways, guys, I got a lot to do today. There's something I wanted to mention. I will talk to you soon. You guys have a good day.